Hey everyone, welcome to the Learn Software Testing YouTube channel. So today we are going to learn about how the software is developed and tested and delivered to the customer effectively. So to move further, we look out what the content today we are going to learn about. So this is the content slide. So in this content slide, this what are the we are going to learn about what are the models, then what are the types of models. There are different types of so much type of software development models which comes under or which refers this software development life cycle which we have learned earlier. So next one is waterfall model and VV model. Then after that a spiral model, and we move further for the conclusion. So this is so let's dive into the what are the models. So models are nothing but the developing approach or a developing methodology to effectively develop an software and deliver to the customer. So the software, there are different kind of models. So basically, it refers to the software development life cycle. The phases in the SDLC are similar in various models. So what is the software development model? The software development models are used in the software development life cycle, as I earlier said to you. So these are the based on the SDLC. What it provide to you, or what it provides to IT industry to get effective delivery of the product or software product or something else in IT industry. So it provides a structured and systematic approach. Means one thing when one thing get completed, then another thing getting running, then parallel how the parallel things going on when developing going on, then testing is parallelly going on like that. These are the considering the models to building a software or ensuring quality, efficiency, and successful project completion. As I earlier said to you, all the methodology or the all the phases included in the SDLC life cycle, like that requirement gathering, uh, then defining, planning, designing, coding. Means coding means implementation, then deployment. Uh, uh, After that coding, there is a testing. We are missing like that. So no problem. Uh, After testing, there is a main deployment phase, and after deployment, there is maintenance phase. These are the phase comes under the SDLC, and these phases follows by these models. So, uh, with the help of this SDLC, these models are get built to structureize and systematic approach to build a software. So it defines the phases of development, okay, activities within each phases, and how these activities are coordinated leading to better project management, risk mitigation, and customer satisfaction. So here the project management comes. The project management is nothing but how the project getting managed with if number of employees, number of testers, number of developers, what are the business analysts. These are the considered in the project management with the different kind of tools. We get dive into in next sections, like the Jira tool will be there for tracking the project management tool, like that. Risk mitigation is nothing but when suppose for example there are 5 teams of a tester at the assigning of a project or doing the project. uh, the project manager defines this much testers go to work on this project. If someone leave that project or someone leave that project because of a medical reason or something someone is on a notice period. So at the time, the project manager already defines how many tests are going to test that software, and if the someone leaves in between that project, so the project management uh, get their get their project assignee with perspective task or respective functionality, and doing all these things, we deliver the software to the customer, and if the customer gets satisfied, so all this doing all this work is called as a systematic approach and a structured approach. So we can build software with ensuring quality and efficiency, speed, performance, like that, all the factors are going inside the SDLC and these models. So moving to each and individual models to learn about what are the models, what each individual models do in the development perspective or delivering the quality product to the customer. So this is a 1 minute. This is the waterfall models. So we can also, there are two types of waterfall models, but we means sometimes waterfall models most of the time used for a small scale business because they uh, have not that much cost to handle that project. So like that, this is a traditional waterfall models. So if you look throughout the phases in this diagram, so requirement analysis, system design, and implementation, and testing, deployment, and maintenance. These all six phases are comes from the SDLC lifecycle. So you know about the requirement analysis. In the requirement analysis, there is nothing but the business team or the head of the business analyst team get get to the client and gather their requirement from the client and comes to company and head it to the all the head of the projects like the HR team, development team, testing team, and finance team. So these are sitting beside uh, one sitting inside a one room, and a project manager uh, says about business analyst team gather this requirement, and you if you are ready to do it, so that all things are considered under the requirement analysis. Apart from that, the next page is like that system design. We already studied about the system design. In the system design, so there is a low level design and high level design. Like UI UX building is comes under the system design. So if you are getting bored like the I'm saying and you are hearing like that things are going on, but it is a all the manual testing in software testing, all the manual testing is the theoretical part, nothing about the practical. So if you get uh, point specific point uh, one by one, and in the interview perspective you have to go one by one and understand each and everything. If you have any query, please let me in comment box. So talking about system design, there is UI UX designing or low level design or designing an architecture of this system or the whatever the software you are developing. So these are comes under the system design. So moving to next phase, so implementation. Implementation is nothing but coding. We can say this is nothing but coding phase. Actual coders going to develop an system in the logical manner. Logical manner is like that. Logical manner is in like that about all about the coding. So implementation phase talk about the all coding and handled by the developer side. So if you move to the next phase, this is important in perspective of as a tester. We are going to work here, so it is important to us in each and every each and every model, software development model. These are the necessary phases. These are the six necessary phases. If the name might be something different, but the activity is just like that same, similar to requirement analysis, like system design, implementation, testing. Implementation nothing but the coding, and the coding nothing but the implementation. Testing, develop testing software by given by this developer. After that testing, we move to deployment. We deploy the software on internet to available to the customer or the client. Uh, if you specified the limited number of user, or if your software can handle the traffic more than 100, then if it limited to 100, we move this software, development software, after testing on the cloud platform. So, and the client is available to look at how the software is looking, and uh, how it is working from their side on their client mode. So this all about deployment, and then maintenance. Maintenance is the thing, but if anyhow there is something a breach between the software development, if you put that software website link, web application link in a client environment, and it get crash, so it get error, then as uh, as our ethicates told us that main, maintain the software, if getting error at the side of the client, this is all the responsibility of the project manager. So moving to next slide. So next slide is about explanation about all the phases. So we go through one by one, or uh, if I put in a comment box, so you read one by one, because it is a theoretical part, and in an interview perspective, it is important to know to you each and individual phases in a particular model. So requirement analysis. All possible requirements of the system to be developed are captured in this phase and documented in a requirement specific document. While doing requirement analysis, the business analyst is going to develop an BRS document, which is known as a business requirement specification. Also, we can call as CRES, customer requirement specification. Also, we can say URS, user requirement specification. So there are different name, but same activity performed in them. So it's all about the business team, business analyst or business team high level management task get into the requirement analysis. So moving to next phase, as we have learned about system design. The system design is nothing but the requirement specification from the first phase. Okay, a study in this phase, and the system design is prepared. Okay, this system design helps in specifying hardware and system requirements, and helps in defining the overall system architecture. As I see earlier, the high level design, the low level design, and the system architecture or use case diagram, that all comes under the system designing, which are handled by the business architect or a UI UX designers. Moving to next phase, implementation. Implementation is nothing but the coding part. So if you go to line by line, with inputs from the system designing here from here, okay, First, requirement analysis, whatever the document is come to the system design. Then whatever the high level design and low level design and the UI UX design comes to the next phase, implementation phase, for the development perspective. The system is first developed in small programs called units, which are integrated in the next phase. Each unit is developed and tested for its functionality, which is referred as unit testing. So, unit designing an unit is nothing but the designing and functionality. So, for example, if you take any example of any website, developing any website of a college, or developing a website of s- uh, an a software development, small scale software development agency or digital marketing is agency website. So there is a name bar like about us, contact us, like home tab, like that. Why developing each and individual tab or a page or a respective functionality, so it is referred as units. So the specific units are programmed by the developer, and so if the many units comes together, so it's at that time we perform integration testing. Means if the single unit is there, at that time we know unit testing. Unit testing is nothing but whether we are going as per the requirement given by the business team or the client perspective. We are performing means there is a about us or a context of space, and the customer or the client said that like these are the things we require. Developer did that, and in the developer do unit testing, like uh, as I am developer, as I am developed as per the client requirement. Okay, it's fine. So it's known as a unit testing. When all the different unit comes together and integrated it, so at the time we perform the integration testing. Got it? So these are the tasks done by the software developers, and there is a specific kind of a documents. If it is visible to you, 1 minute. There is a specific kind of document, the SCD, source code document. It's basically some kind of a source code will be developed by the developers to test the functionality. So it's not hard about that, but if you know about the what is the full form of that at in the implementation phase of the waterfall model, so it's up is still comfortable. So next phase is a 1 minute testing. We love testing as a tester. Once the software is complete, it is deployed in the testing environment. The software is completed in development environment, and if the software is developed or the specific functionality, home tab, about us, contact us page developed, then it get delivered to the testing environment, and the testing team starts testing the functionality of the entire system. This is done to verify that the entire application works according to the customer requirement. Again and again, there is a point of customer requirement. It's not our what we like to do. This kind of things I explored from Google or ChatGPT. I wanted to do here. No, no. So in the customer point of view or customer perspective, you have to do that things. Even though you are a developer or the testers, what are the requirement given by the business team? We have to do on that task. So these are the tasks, testing tasks defined to the various role. The testing teams includes automation tester who knows uh, who knows about the somehow coding, Java, JavaScript, like that, to write the script to do the repetitive task. So these are the automation testers. Then there are again a manual tester will be this. So manual testers works is like that, go through an website, and uh, if it comes to any something website like a Flipkart, so Flipkart as a manual tester, network is slow. As a manual tester, what we are going what we are going to do? So we are going to do, uh, when we log in a page, uh, if you put here 10 numbers, then only it get back to the request OTP. If it is 9 numbers, when we click on the request OTP, so it does not give us the OTP. If it give the OTP, so it is known as a bug. So if it get clear to you, so then like it in the comment box. So so at this time we are not getting deeper into it. So it's for example, I am showing that how the manual testing is going on or works. It's not difficult like that. We have to explore one and one on things. If it works fine, work as per the customer requirements, so it's fine like that. Moving to the slide. Minute. Which slide over there? The deployment phase. The deployment phase is nothing but about the after the testing phase, installation process of the software is executed in the client environment. Then software, it's about the task about the software developer, test, technical support team is required, if any. Maintenance. If some issues are encountered at the client environment, so at the time to fix those issues, patches are released also to enhance the product. Some better versions are released. Maintenance is done to deliver these changes in the customer environment. So there is again one kind of document, so it is known as service level agreement. We have to assign or assign an document. So if we get the product ready, and after that if something is happening in between 6 months of period after developing software and delivered to the client environment, so if anything happens to your software, so it's our responsibility, developer responsibilities, software testing, project management responsibility to do these things, uh, following etiquettes. These are the phases of waterfall models. So what are talking about the waterfall models, advantages and disadvantages. So if we have seen like, it is a simple process one by one, like waterfall, then it is less time consuming, less expensive, means few coders are there and testers are involved in the team. It applies to works on small projects, small scale projects. So there is a again, if something has advantage, so there is again a disadvantage, like the testing involves only one phase. So client cannot say like that, if you deliver the if you put up these things and the client mind get changed, then I want this. So this not allowed in this waterfall model because it's get into the disadvantage, like uh, more expensive. Until the whole cycle is completed, we cannot perform any operation on system. One by one, after requirement analysis, we go to the next page, then again implementation like that, and then testing. Like that, one by one, we have to do. Nothing, if you do testing and then go back to development, then go back to like the requirement like no, like no, like the things are happening in the waterfall models is the straightforward model, we can say. So again, moving to the next model. So this is a VV model. So as I am it took much time to reading the slides. You read these slides, and if you have any problem, so get back to in me, and if you have any question, get back to in my comment box. I am explaining only on this diagram, and the theoretical part you going go to read. So what is the VB model? So we as you have as you are seeing like that, this is the V-shape model. First, it's known as a V-shape model. So there are two parts. Number one is a verification part. Number two is a validation part. One part is a validation and one part is a verification. Clear? So whatever the verification phases are done at the verification part are the responsibility of developer lifecycle. Whatever the phases comes under the validation, so these are the responsibility of the testers lifecycle or the testers working, we can say. So in the validation phase, if you look at phase number one, the business requirement specification. What is the business requirement specification? To designing the BRS document, as we have learned about BRS, URS, and CRS. All these three are the same. So these are the developed by the business team. The system requirement specification, like what the system you are while you are develop when you are going to develop an system, how with what kind of software, what kind of hardware you are going to use. So these are the uh, get back to in a planning in system requirement specification. This is SRS, system requirement or a software requirement specification we can call. And then high level design, there's designing part like architecture, use case diagram are designing the high level design, then low level design. So kind of uh, source code agreement uh, is written in the low level design lines. Some basic code are written in the low level design to test any software. So after that, when we do that one low level design, we move to the coding part, and after coding we move to the testing phases, we move to the validation phases. At the developer side, we do the static testing. Static testing is nothing but the testing performed on the developed documents, whatever the BRS document, SRS document, high level design, low level design. When you perform testing on these kind of document, which comes under the verification pages, we know or we can refer as static testing. And if the moving to the coding, after coding, the software developer do the unit testing and integration testing, both of them. It is performed on single model. It is performed on multiple model. Multiple models are nothing but the multiple functionality. Unit functionality are nothing but single functionality. As I said you, a home tab, like that, about contact, like this, single. When you merge it, then test it, so it comes under the testing phase, integration testing. These two are testing performed by the developer also. It's not our part. The actual parts come here. System testing and acceptance testing comes as an tester profile task. So system testing are nothing but going to the checking like that, as I show you, like logging a login page, giving a uh, working properly or not when you are registering or registering and you are entering email ID without a dot com. It if it get back, if you give you error, then it works fine. If you not give error and move into the register page, so it's a bug as an point of uh, tester view. So it is defined by the testers only. And after that, the acceptance testing. So acceptance testing is done at the last phase, in between the user and the testers, while we move the software to the client environment and test it. And if it works fine, with the SCL document, service level agreement document, whichever we have defined, or a soft source code agreement like that. There are so many documents, so we do not get deeper into deeper. We have to move only what we can say thoroughly part. These are the thoroughly part, not it's like that practical. So this is a theory. Please read it. What is in verification, and there are two phases: verification and validation. What the happen in a verification phase and what happens in the validation phase. So these are the about something. So type of testing involved in V model. So as we have seen like that, there is a verification and validation, two parts of the V model. So there is unit testing. What is unit testing? Here I also already mentioned, explained to you. This is the integration testing. So system testing, acceptance testing, all the theory material is here. Please go through it and watch V model diagram, and a link back to this theory to you. And if any problem, I am here to reply you. So again, move to a spiral model. This is the third one model. So what is a spiral model? It is something kind of a different. So if we are talking about a spiral model, so these are the, I think if you see this model, so this model is divided into four quadrant. If you done trigonometry like that for things, then you know about quadrant. One quadrant, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, like that. So these are the four quadrant. First quadrant is about the planning, the second is the risk analysis, then engineering, then evaluate, like this thing. So moving to the theory part of the spiral model. So main motto of the spiral model is about to start with a small requirement and goes through each development phase for the set of requirement. Means going to backward slide. So when customer or client gives a requirement to us, then developers do working on that, and then we test it. So for example, if you take an example of this WhatsApp, yeah. So in WhatsApp, there is a version like thing. There is a function. Day by day, there is a one by one functionality getting added into WhatsApp app. So that functionality is nothing but they're doing building a beta version like that. So to do these kind of things, to develop a version, we use the spiral model. Okay, fine. So the software engineering teams adds functionality for the additional requirement in every increasing spiral until the application is ready for the production phase. So start from here. Here is a zero phase. Then it's moved to the planning. The planning done by the business team and project management team. Then it's moved to the risk analysis. In the risk analysis, so the development, some kind of development is done to check the we have to move further or not to do these things. This main part of the engineering things. Engineering things like the testing things is carried out in the engineering in this quadrant. Then for moving to the next quadrant, in the this is about evaluation. Is it fine, working fine as per the client requirement? So like that, planning phase in first quadrant, and then second quadrant risk analysis development, then evaluation in the fourth quadrant, like that. The planning quadrant, what is about the cost, scheduled resources for the iteration. So this is also, we can say the spiral model as iterative model. If you are interviewer asked you a question about what is iterative model. So iterative model is nothing but a spiral model. Yeah, you have to check or search, or you have, if you read this one uh, document out of PDF, there is no worry about the interview. If you go through one by one, what is the planning, what is the risk analysis, then what is development, what is the evolution, please go through it. And if you Miss, there is no need to talk about because it is making her repetitive and repetitive. I am available to help you, but if you theoretically also you have to go. When you go to theoretically, you can raise question. Please go through it. So moving to the summary, as we have learned about the waterfall model and VB model. What are the two phases of VB model, like the verification and validation, and what are the static testing, and what is a dynamic testing? If you encountered by the interviewer the question about the static testing, the static testing is nothing but the testing performed on the document developed in this one part of the, or the what do you say, in the verification part. And in the dynamic testing is nothing but the actual testing done by the testers as well as the developers. So the it is most of the things in the dynamic testing is about the testers only. So we can say the testing performed in validation phase is known as what? Dynamic testing. So this all about, because you have to go one by one and theoretically part, so you get clear all your doubts. And then we had moved towards the spiral model. So spiral model is also known as iterative models. So iterative model is nothing but a spiral model. If you get interviewed by interviewer and ask question like what is spiral model and what is iterative model, like these are the two are the similar, whatever the advantage and disadvantage will be there. So like the advantages of spiral model, you can move in cycle, you can gather the requirement from the customer each and every time and add that functionality in software. We have already seen about the example for the spiral model, WhatsApp. So beta version get added, or the whatever the gaming application. If you talk about the Free Fire, so or BGMI, there is a something functionality will be get it added. So these are the beta version. So these are the comes with the help of the spiral models development perspective. So that's all about. These are the models which are referred from the SDLC life cycle. Please go through the SDLC video which I recorded previously, and then move towards these models. You can get clear all these three models. There is nothing much harder as you think. Everything is easier if you put you in your effort and be consistent to yourself and do your thing as, what do you can say, learning perspective, to be curious about what will be happen, what can I do with this kind of things, like everything. Apart from the testing, there are so many domains, but if you are interested in any one of a domain, then do your interesting thing in that and pick up one thing and be consistent in that, and they look at to you how you move further, how you move ahead from all the cues. So thank you. So please like, share, and subscribe to YouTube channel. So it's better to you and better to me to get updated what is going on and what not, and what things from, what doubts from your side I can answer you. So thank you once again.